We're gonna be going over my makeup favorites from all of the 2024 makeup releases. I am a creature of habit and I go back to things that I love all the time. So today's video, I just want to go over things that I loved that came out in 2024 and definitely won a spot in my makeup favorites. So let's go over what came out this year and what I loved. If you don't know, I'm not much of a primer girly, but I did really enjoy NYX The Face Glue. It literally looks like Elmer's glue and I like it. It's a gripping primer. It's just no frills. It's nothing crazy. It's affordable. It's affordable makeup. It's drugstore makeup, and I love that. It really just feels like a moisturizer, but it gets tacky, which I like. So it gives you that gripping factor that a moisturizer doesn't necessarily do. And then another one from the drugstore, another drugstore makeup gem, is the CoverGirl Skin Enhancer. They actually came out with a bunch of primers for oily skin, dry skin, for glow, mattifying, jelly, all of that. But my favorite one from the drop was definitely the Luminizer one. And they had two shades, if I remember correctly. I love this one, it's Jelly Opal Glow. And I love to strobe with that product specifically. I use e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter like that. It's basically where you put on your cream or liquid highlighter before foundation, so it looks like you have a glow from within on your face. That is one of my biggest makeup technique secrets. It's not really a secret, but it is a makeup step that I never skip. Let's do one more affordable item. e.l.f. came out with new foundations this year. This is their Soft Glam Satin Foundation, and this was $8. I feel like e.l.f. Cosmetics came swinging with this one. They had a couple drops this year, but this one was definitely my personal favorite from all of them. It's such a beautiful foundation. It looks like a bunch of high-end foundations that came out this year. I've talked about them before, but for $8, you honestly cannot beat it. The only thing about e.l.f. though is their shades are so wonky. I'm using shade 25 Light Neutral right now, but I'm using it under my eyes in place of concealer, but I think my true shade for all over my face would be 30, I think, medium neutral, for reference if you guys want to know. But yeah, this is a rock star of a foundation. It's so beautiful. I feel like all skin types can use it. It's $8, like what the heck? It looks like Makeup Forever Hydra Glow, and it also looks like Fenty Soft Lit. So definitely competing with the big timers. But another foundation for the new releases that I truly loved and feel was super underrated this year is the Smashbox Always On. This also is one of my most used foundations this year. I think it's just, again, so good for all skin types. It's such a pretty formula. It's really lightweight. It's buildable. Looks amazing in photo, video, and real life. It's just flawless. I really, really love that foundation. And I don't recall very many concealers coming out this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I got sent any concealers and I didn't really purchase any. So we're skipping concealer and moving on to bronzer. Saie came out with the Dew Bronze this year, which is very similar to their Dew Blush. It's almost the same formula, but obviously just bronzer contour shades. And I, for some reason, like the Dew Bronze more than the Dew Blush. I don't know. I might have to give the Dew Blush another try, but it's very undetectable on the skin. It looks super natural. That was a big thing for me in 2024 for my makeup looks. I really ended up liking like this natural, more natural glam look. So I really gravitated towards products that lean on the natural side, but give you a big bang in terms of enhancement. And the Dew Bronze was definitely one of those products. Like, I feel like it definitely gives a really pretty contour, at least the shade that I got, which is Salt, for reference. I loved to contour my nose with this. It looked, you could barely see it on the skin, but it definitely did its job in contouring my nose. I feel like not a lot of liquid or cream blushes came out this year. I think new colors came out, but not necessarily new formulas. But Anastasia Beverly Hills did come out with a serum blush. These were also way more low-key. Not a lot of people were talking about them, but I actually really enjoyed these Oh, they're actually blurring serum blushes. I thought it was called blurring serum blush. I think there's like 4 or 5 shades. Super pretty on the skin. Has pigment, but not too much. And it just makes the skin look really healthy. Just really healthy, honestly. Not too glowy, not too radiant, but just like a very healthy look to the skin with a good amount of color. And I really liked that. I liked a lot of the shades too. Guava, peach, and hibiscus, I think. All perfect. Another product that technically came out as a skin tint, but I'm going to mention it as a bronzer. Because of my friend Andy, I started using the Anastasia Beauty Balm, which is a skin tint in a stick form. I started using it as a cream bronzer, and there is no looking back from doing that. This is probably one of my favorite things that I've ever used to bronze my skin. Again, because it's not technically a bronzer and I got to choose the color. So I got to choose like the depth that I was bronzing my skin at, and something about that worked really well with this more natural makeup look vibe that I have going on, and the formula is just so beautiful. I personally didn't love this so much as an all over the face type of product, but as a bronzer, and it looked so good. Just having it kind of like on the perimeter of the face, really healthy, radiant glow. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I definitely see myself repurchasing this as a bronzer again. I really, really love this. A few powders did come out this year, more so not necessarily a new powder, but a lot of brands extended their shade line to have brightening powders. So 2 that I was a really, really big fan of is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Setting Powder. I really enjoyed this powder, and I use the shade Rose as a brightening shade under my eyes. I think it's very fine. It's a little bit lighter than the Huda Easy Bake powder. And it's just a gorgeous formula. And I actually feel like it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was gonna be for Makeup Forever and for this size. It's huge. Another brand that extended their powders to include a brightening shade is Kosas, and this is the Cloud Set in the shade Candy, which again is like a pink shade. I loved this so much. A lot of brands did these brightening shades this year, and I am all here for it. I feel like you get more bang from your product when it has that. It sets, it brightens, it does all the things, and I really, really enjoy that, especially with my new way of doing makeup. I feel like it went really well with things, so definitely enjoyed those 2 powders. The Kosas Cloud Set powder is top tier, but I will say something about that baked formula does have like a coat on top of it. So when I first used it, I was like, ew, I don't like this. But I used it again and I broke through that barrier, and it was magic and butter. There's something about the formula that's so beautiful because it's baked. It's not fully matte, but it's not glittery, it's not sparkly, it's not reflective, but it does have like this sheen or glow from within look, but it doesn't have any sparkle or anything like that. So it's just a really interesting powder, and I just love the way that it looks on the skin, especially if you're going for a more natural makeup look, a more healthy, glowy look, but it's not overly radiant or glowy or dewy or anything at all. It's just the perfect powder that doesn't necessarily look like a flat or a matte powder, if you know what I mean. And speaking of blushes and Kosas baked formula, Kosas dropped blushes this year called Blush is Life. This is in the shade Hype. I'm wearing it today and it is so beautiful. A few brands came out with these more luminous baked type of blushes this year, but I have to say Kosas definitely took the cake. Again, Kosas does these pressed baked powders so good. I had to choose Kosas. Like it was just the best in my opinion. They pack a lot of color, but they also pack like a really pretty, again, glow from within look to them. Like, loved this blush, definitely taking it with me into 2025. I feel like every makeup step is my favorite, so you'll catch me saying that at different times, but I am very particular about my brows, and I always get a lot of questions about my brows, and whenever I try to put people onto this product, I feel like no one is listening, but maybe people will listen now. I am putting Milk Makeup Kush High Roll Brow Tint Gel on my 2024 makeup favorites from new makeup releases. It's such a good product. I swear, since the moment that I opened this product, I have not put it down. I've wanted to use it every single day since I opened it, It does everything that I need for my brows. It holds them in place. It gives them a little bit of texture. It gives them some color. It's just an all-in-one product, and I really appreciate that. Sometimes I don't want to do a brow pencil and a brow gel. This does everything, and I absolutely love the way it looks with all makeup looks. Natural makeup, no makeup, soft glam, full glam. It looks good with all of them. This is such a gem of a product. More people need to try this. More people need to talk about this. A lot of mascaras came out this year, or at least I was sent a lot of these mascaras in PR, but I did go to the launch of this mascara specifically from Pure Beauty. This is their biocharged mascara, plant powered. I remember hearing about this at the event and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna like that. It's just kind of like one of those things, like, you know how non-healthy people hear like organic or like meatless or vegan or something, and they're like, oh no, I'm not gonna like that. That's kind of how I was feeling about this mascara, because mascara is really tricky. I feel like it takes a lot from a formula to be really good for me when it comes to mascara. So it being plant powered, made with nothing but plants, well, I was just like, there's just no way. I need the chemicals in my makeup, as bad as that sounds. I'm not your go-to girl for clean makeup, just FYI. But this mascara is so good. I do wish it was waterproof because it doesn't hold my lashes up, but it does make my lashes look amazing. It volumizes and lengthens, which I prefer in a mascara. And once I curl my eyelashes, they look so good with this mascara. It truly shocked me. I had to mention it in this video because I did use it a lot. Like, it's pretty much empty. I really loved it. That was a really good makeup release this year that surprised me, and I loved it. And then speaking of lashes, I'm pretty sure all of the brands came out with these this year, which are press-on lashes. Press-on nails have had like their moment this year for sure, but press-on lashes, I never would have thought. I hated the whole magnetic lash thing, the eyeliner, magnetic eyeliner, all of that, the glue liner, I hated all of that, but press-on lashes, I ended up loving. And I have to say, I've tried a lot of different brands. My favorite are the Ardell press-on lashes, specifically in soft volume. I feel like I say this every time, but Ardell makes so many different versions. They're all really good. They're all very pretty, but those just happen to be my favorite style. But Ardell's prices are right and the lashes look good. I have always been an Ardell girl when it comes to lashes. Like, you can ask anybody that I know or anybody that's known me. I have always been an Ardell lash girl since the very beginning of my makeup journey. So excited to still be one and see them continuing to innovate. All right, and then this is gonna be like a 2-for-1. Makeup Forever dropped their artist color pencils, which are an OG favorite, but they dropped the extreme version this year, which means they are waterproof now. And these are so good because you can use them on your lips, you can use them on your eyes, you can use them on your face, but these do dry down pretty quick and they really do not budge. So there's not as much wiggle room or playtime with these, and they're waterproof, but I do love them. I'm so excited that they did that because I am a catfisher when it comes to my lips and lip liner. So the longer it can stay on, the better in my book. Another brand that came out with lip liners, going back to drugstore makeup, is Maybelline. They dropped their lifter liners. They have like this lifter collection. They have the lifter glosses and now they have the lifter liners, and I love these so much. I feel like I use these a lot this year. They're just really creamy, so I do have to sharpen these a lot, but they last really long on the lips. I like these 2 colors, On It and Let's Bounce. It's a drugstore lip liner that I can get behind. I'm not a big fan of a lot of drugstore lip liners, especially the shade range, but I do love these ones from Maybelline, and I'm so happy that they came out with them this year. Definitely going in my drugstore makeup, holy grails. And as for lip products that came out this year, there is one that I used almost like half the year. If it wasn't one lippy, it was this one, and it is the Anastasia Lip Velvets. They really ate with those. Like, I am a matte girl forever. You can never take me away from my matte lips. I grew up in the 2016 makeup era, so matte lips are just like a part of me, you know what I mean? And I'm so glad that Anastasia really brought them back with this. The formula is so reminiscent of 2016 too, but it's very comfortable. It's like a powdery, matte, smoothing look, but it's very comfortable and mousse-like when you apply it, and they last really long on the lips. They came out with so many colors. There's literally a color for everyone, in my opinion. I just love the shades that they came out with, and then they started coming out with the darker shades, the red shades, the brown shades. Like, they just really, really went all out with this formula, and it's definitely a makeup favorite forever for me. And then last but not least is this Essence Juicy Balm. These just came out recently, but I have been using this non-stop. It is a gloss stick. It's a glossy butter balm in a stick form, and it reminds me of the YSL Candy Glaze. So I put this in a dupes video on my TikTok if you guys want to follow me over there. So much more makeup content, but these are definitely a dupe for the YSL Candy Glaze, which is a product that I remember using for the first time. I was like, what is this? I never used like a lip gloss balm stick formula before, and I was just like, oh, I really like this. I prefer that type of formula over lip glosses. I feel like they're much more comfortable. They're not as sticky, and my hair doesn't get stuck to them, but you still get that high shine. Big fan of that formula. And Essence came out with them, and they're under $5. So I have just been loving those so much. They have like just clear. I'm using a green one right now, but I'm pretty sure it's clear. I use it a lot just with lip liner. This is a brown shade. But yeah, I just love it so much, and it's such a good price. You guys have to try it if you like that type of formula. And then there was a fragrance that came out this year that I love and want to mention. I think, did 2 of them come out this year? No, maybe just this one. But this is the Kayali, the Yum line Bougie Marshmallow. Oh my gosh. I became a Kayali girl this year because I got one last year, I think. I went to their event, the Hard Rock Vanilla Sugar, Hard Sugar Candy. I don't know, that one. And it wasn't my favorite scent personally, but it did start putting me on to Kayali and Gourmand fragrances. And I got so many compliments on that fragrance. So I was like, okay, I need to wear more Kayali fragrances because I feel like that lasts really long on the skin. And the more I learned about the brand by going to events, the more I learned about how to wear Kayali fragrances and the ideas behind them and how you can layer. They're all made to be base fragrances and layering fragrances. So it's very interesting, all of their perfumes, and there's so many good like cocktails that you can make with them. But I loved this drop. I loved this one so much more than the other one. It just smells so yummy. It smells like strawberry and it smells like marshmallow, but the strawberry does kind of die down later, but it just smells yummy. I feel like that's the best way to describe it. If you just want to smell pretty, cute, and yummy, this is it. I just feel so like pretty when I wear this. Like, how can you do that? Mona really did that. She made me feel pretty with a bottle of perfume. That's the best way to describe it. So girly and just yummy. I'm truly a gourmand girl now, which I never thought that would happen. But yeah, these are my makeup favorites from all of the 2024 makeup releases. Let me know if you guys tried any of these products and loved them, or if you guys have your own 2024 makeup favorites that were released this year. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. And disclaimer, a lot of this I did get in PR. So at the beginning of every year, I do like to go makeup shopping and kind of get stuff that I was kind of eyeing but didn't buy because I get sent so much PR. So I do feel guilty like going out and buying makeup because I have so much, you know, but there are some things that I didn't get sent that I want to try. So I like to start the new year, you know, makeup shopping for myself and choosing things for myself that I think I would like and I'm really interested in trying. So maybe I'll do a video with those products next. Let me know if you guys want to see that. It'll definitely be on my TikTok. So don't forget to follow me over on TikTok and also Instagram. And I will see you guys in 2025. Bye.